Hi, how's it going?
I'm great, thanks. My name is Martin and I'm from Totalfilm from Czech Republic. Pleased to meet you and congratulations on the movie.
Oh, thank you. Well, it is really the opportunity of a lifetime.
Is this what you wanted?
Hello.
Pleased to meet you. You have no idea how happy I am to see you.
Oh, so good to meet you. I'm a quarter Czech.
Thank you.
I think plenty of people actually asked you this, but I need to as well. So, did your journey in the MCU start with a tweet where you basically said to Marvel that they should talk to you about Shang-Chi and about making a movie about an Asian superhero?
You know, I would love to take credit for all of those things. Unfortunately, I don't think Marvel ended up reading those tweets. I don't think anybody really ended up reading those tweets. I had very few followers when I tweeted them out, just kind of into nothing. But you know, what's really incredible looking back after all these years is just how much I manifested that into the universe and how much I really just spoke my dreams into existence. And I feel like there's a definite power in that, and there's purpose in that, and I hope that everybody does in their own way. It doesn't have to be on Twitter, but to kind of verbalize what they want in life, in the world, and then to kind of take steps and go towards it and slowly move towards achieving your goals and dreams.
Throughout my life, the 10 rings gave our family power.
Being a long-term MCU fan, I need to ask you a continuity question, because obviously Tony Leung's character, Wen Wu, and the Ten Rings organization has been a huge presence throughout the MCU ever since the first Iron Man movie in 2008. So I wonder, how did you expand on the mythology of the Ten Rings and the Mandarin? And of course we have the infamous twist from Iron Man 3, so how did you, let's say, reframe that?
Hard enough. You're not him, the Mandarin, the real guy.
Where? Where's the Mandarin? Where is it?
Whoa, he's here. He's here, but he's not here. He's here, but he's not here. What do you mean?
I mean, it was really important for us to reveal that the Mandarin / Wen Wu was a much more grounded character than I think people would have expected in the way that people talked about the Mandarin up until that point.
I am the Mandarin!
And it was, I mean, it was a puzzle to figure out, like, you know, what the Mandarin was doing at these different points in time throughout the MCU, and it was actually really fun to imagine, you know, why he was staying in the shadows, what he was doing at certain points in time, and it was a fun part of the creative process to map out that timeline.
You have the wrong guy. Does he look like he can fight? Come on, bro.
Next thing I would like to talk to you about are the action scenes in the movie, because they're very well choreographed. So I wonder, how much of the stunts did you do yourself and how long was the preparation?
I would say if I had to put a percentage on it, I'd probably say I did about 75 to 80% of everything. I mean, I really fought to do it because I feel like, you know, I felt very strongly that I wanted to take ownership of the physicality of the character and the way that he moved, not just in fighting, but just in life, and even, you know, when he's doing non-combat stuff. And so we trained really hard. I mean, for every action sequence that you saw on the screen, it was the result of weeks of preparation, of testing, of rehearsal, and you know, of choreographing as well. So, you know, definitely spent hours and hours. You know, in prep, we spent 5 or 6 hours a day. You know, training. But when it got to the actual rehearsals themselves, I mean, we had to basically do full shoot days and then do rehearsal on top of that. It was really, really tough, but also very necessary, especially when you're dealing with stunts. You know, you have to make sure that you do it safely.
We saw you kicking some serious ass in the movie behind the wheel, so I wonder, are you as good a driver as Gary is in the movie? And how much of the driving did you do yourself?
I did prepare for the driving, right? I learned how to drift, learned how to do all that. Can't say that it was all me. You know, I'm very, very happy that I had an amazing stunt team to kind of help execute those scenes, but I did learn my fair share.
You have your fair amount of fighting scenes in the movie as well, and in your case it sometimes gets really reminiscent to dancing even. So I wonder, how was the way you've practiced the choreography?
It took me personally about 4 to 5 weeks to train and to learn the choreography. I did every single move that you saw in the film. However, because, you know, there are some of them that are just, you know, on high speed, you know, especially the ones in the air, that are really dangerous because the rings, you know, if you're not careful, your finger will get stuck in it. You lose your finger, literally. But so, you know, for safety reasons, they also had our stunt doubles to do a lot of the dangerous movements with us as well. And also even just, you know, sometimes a simple move that you think is super simple and easy, but because it's so specific, anyone who trains a lot, you know, for, you know, Tai Chi will recognize, you know, just the smallest differences. So sometimes I literally have my stunt double right in front of me, you know, beside the camera to lead me through some of the movements, to inspire me to have that kind of energy.
I can imagine that playing in a Marvel movie must be shrouded with all the secrecy, so I wonder, how long did you know you were gonna play Shang-Chi's mother before you were able to tell anyone, and were you perhaps afraid that you're gonna spoil something?
It was so secretive that I didn't even know that I was playing this role. They literally offered and made a contract, and you know, we signed the contract without knowing what exactly my character was. And I didn't know I had to do martial arts in the film. I didn't know if I was playing the monster. I had no idea. That's how secretive it was. I was just telling my family eventually when I could share. It's only like, I'm going to film something. And that's all I said. And I couldn't even reveal what country and what region I was in. So it was so secretive that, you know, I just kind of gave up, like not, you know, to share anything.
Another thing I would like to ask you about is your partnership with Brie Larson, because you've been working together on 3 projects, I think, in the past, and obviously Brie stars as Captain Marvel in the MCU ever since 2019, I think. So, did you approach her when you get the offer from the Marvel Studios to ask her maybe for some advice or something?
Yeah. We had a she was very, very helpful in giving me some insight into what to expect, what the process would be like, and I, you know, I was also able to talk a bit with Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler, and it was they all were very helpful in giving me some insight into the process.
Yeah, Ryan Coogler was another question that I've had, because obviously Black Panther has been such a huge deal for the Afro-American community in the US, but also outside of the US. And also Shang-Chi could be something similar for the Asian community. So I wonder, did you talk to him about this responsibility? What did he say to you about the MCU?
Well, when I was talking to Ryan, it was more about just like the process of working with Marvel Studios. It was very important to get it right, to create something that the community that I am a part of would be proud of. It was equally important to create characters that anybody would be able to relate to.
So the next question I have is kinda nerdy, because I've read in an interview that you think that Shang-Chi would defeat the Avengers in a fight. So I wonder, do you think that at least Thor or Captain Marvel might take a few rounds?
What I was asked initially was, do you think Shang-Chi would beat the Hulk in a fight? I said, why not? Because you know, I couldn't say no. I don't think that he would win. You know, that Shang-Chi is my guy. You know, I feel like I have to back him.
You got this.
Thank you. I grew up in Toronto, in Canada, and you know, we cheer for the Toronto Raptors in Canada. And sometimes the Raptors are really, really good, and sometimes the Raptors aren't so good. But it doesn't change the fact that we root for the Toronto Raptors and we believe that they can win, you know? So that's kind of how I feel about Shang-Chi. I mean, I feel like he's an incredible fighter.
So my last question is, which colleagues from the MCU would you like to meet in the future projects?
Big fan of Captain Marvel, right? I love Groot. We make a good team. So hopefully, you know, there could be a little Groot, little spin-off there.
Thank you very much for the interview. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Please go to the theater and see this movie.
Yeah, good to meet you too. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm ready.
Hell yeah.